Yo guys, Coach Theo here on Common Sense. Today it's story time. I'm gonna tell you about me and the girl I love and the way I think about meeting a girl to be with in general and why you should want to rather be alone than with the wrong woman. Because let's face it, most women out there are not gonna be the right one for you, but the right one is out there. The question is though, the right woman for you, are you really the right man for her right now? Ooh, stay tuned to find out. First, I want to say that I'm not wearing my glasses today because I've been likened to many different people lately, repeatedly, some. It's quite amusing, but really, guys, Harry Potter, like, look at this face now without the glasses. Where's Harry Potter now, bitch? And my glasses, they're not even, it's not the kind he wears at all. Oh, they're round, but it's much thicker frames. So please, guys, step up your game. If anything, it's Draco Malfoy, right? Just with a spine and moral code and 20 kilos muscle more on the entire frame, okay? So, yes, before I became jacked and stacked blonde Giga Chad, that you guys came up with that, I am just calling myself that because you came up with that, okay? It definitely wasn't me who started going about saying that kind of stuff. But before I became blonde Giga Chad, I was a skinny fat, hedonist, hipster, loser kind of person, you know. Skinny fat, it's not just about the look, you know, it's the lifestyle. Just eating crap, no good habits with exercise and diet, drinking and partying, hooking up with girls a lot. And so I've told this story many times, but I'm, of course, this time going to be focusing on me and girls in that way, right? And I want to say, because I'm going to go on with the story, but because I'm going to be talking about me and a girl I love, and several of you guys, because I hint at that situation sometimes, you want me to talk more about it. And trust me, guys, I'm happy to be extremely personal for your benefit. Share my struggles, things I've gone through, things I can go through still, and that. You know, to set an example, show the way, and help you out. It's my pleasure. It's just that when other people are involved, like a girl I'm involved with, or family or friends, and it's especially if it's like an ongoing situation, I just can't. It's not just about me anymore. So guys, please, I'm gonna try in this video to share as much as I can, but if I'm vague and leave details out, and it's something that just you feel like there's little question marks, you're just gonna have to deal with it. I'm telling you as much as I can to make my points here, alright? But so, my old self there. I sometimes describe myself as the worst kind of degenerate. Not really, definitely people are worse off, like complete junkies and that. I had some boundaries for things I would do, but it's kind of like I didn't really have one main vice. Like it would be alcohol, but that's mostly because it's like legal and people do it, you know. But I was the kind of guy that I wouldn't go do, let's say, cocaine. But if someone offered me, I'm not in Sweden, of course, I would just be like, oh, okay, you know. And I think in a sense you're the worst kind of degenerate, that you don't even specialize with your vices. Whatever falls into your lap, you'll have. But when I've thought about it, the main thing I had that I really thought I needed to make myself feel better, feel worthy somehow, was trying to hook up with girls, which I managed to do sometimes, you know. But and not even just the sex, you know. Like, say that you're in a situation where logistically that just won't happen, but you manage to like, oh, make out with a girl or something. It's really getting that validation. She wanted to do this with me, you know. She gave this to me. That must mean I'm good, I'm worth something, I'm a man, kind of thing, you know. And then when I went through this whole experience with panic attack syndrome that I've talked about so much, guys, that keep asking me that are new, just search panic attacks on the channel, tons of videos, okay? But I could come out on the other side, a transformed man, and one thing I noticed was that this need to get sex or even just validation from girls, I didn't really have it anymore. And so at this time of my life, I still, though, it's so new to me to even be thinking, like, is it really okay to not want to hook up with girls all the time? You know, so let's say this. Automatically, I just stopped drinking. I drank way less, and all my habits just improved from the internal change that happened in me. But I would still be in some kinds of like party situations, you know, not like party going crazy, but you know, when people drink and maybe some people will hook up kind of thing, you know. And so what happened for me is like, I can't even recall exactly now, but you know, I slept with some girl with some situation like that. I think I met someone else from Tinder. It's just by habits, you know. And then there was this last one almost 5 years ago, before I pretty much decided to become a Volcel, right? But what I was noticing is that, okay, I'm not having this, I'm not feeling this huge need to sleep with and hook up with girls anymore. It's super annoying to film when it's not just cloudy or sunny and I go in and out. Anyway, I noticed that, okay, I don't really feel this huge urge anymore, but I look the best, I feel the best I ever have. I'm getting the most attention I ever got from women. You know, many of you will have found this channel from that old video, What Being Ripped Taught Me About Women, and the point was kind of like... and I got, in that video specifically, you know, I got a certain kind of attention just from my body that even women I didn't know would like send me messages on Instagram, very obviously coming on to me, and even sending some like naked pictures and stuff. And to be clear, this didn't happen in like huge amounts or anything, but it happened, and you know, like girls I knew were real, right? But apart from this, I could just tell in these sort of different party-like situations that, okay, I'm getting way more, girls are coming on to me way more, you know. But so when I started realizing this, that hey, I don't care about just hooking up anymore. I want one good traditional girl to be with. And look, this is the thing, guys. So many of you guys, you're like, oh, I want a good trad wife, you know. But who the fuck are you to be wanting a trad wife? Like you're watching porn, you want to hook up with girls, sleep around. You can talk about and criticize women, or they're too slutty, they're too loose. Meanwhile, who are you? You know, what example are you being what you think a man should be? Well, I was that kind of guy, but now I wasn't anymore. And so I realized, hey, I'm actually looking at myself as a higher value man. You know, I don't like the expression high value man, but like in my own eyes, you know, I actually think I'm a good man here. These morals, traditional things that I've thought about and saw it some kind of ideal but never followed, I actually do now. I look good as an expression of me being disciplined and taking good care of myself and prioritizing purpose over pleasure. You know, I'm actually like, yeah, I am a good man, you know. But still, I had a little like, well, think about the kind of woman I want, the trad wife kind of girl, you know. I preferably with the same kind of lifestyle as me, you know, into training and values physical health, good nutrition, all that. And I'm like, like, am I worthy for that kind of girl? Or maybe, yeah, I think I am, but will she even understand what kind of guy I am? And I go in these kinds of thoughts. And then what I just end up with is that, you know what, I've never been happier alone before, even if I would love to meet that kind of girl. And the woman I'm visualizing here, man, she is absolutely amazing, you know. Apart from me wanting to be my best, she deserves the best man. So while she isn't around, I'll just keep working on becoming the best fucking man I can be. For me, of course, but indirectly. I'll just level up for my future wife as well, right? And this is, guys, sometimes when you start to see it in life, it's so clear. It's like, it's like the universe or God or whatever you want to say. It's like, okay, you've actually let go of that old stuff. Okay, so you say you're ready for this. Well, here she comes. So within days of me like actively making kind of the decision that, you know what, I'm happy alone, I'll just work on me. This girl approaches me. She found me through my social media. That was way smaller back then. I didn't think of it as her like approaching me in that way first, because even if it was very small, my channel and Instagram, I'm quite niched with the fasting and stuff, so I still had people reach out here and there. But at some point, we just noticed that, hey, like we have like everything in common, you know, like all the lifestyle like I talked about, and we just talk about things like that. She's absolutely beautiful, fit. Amazingly beautiful, you know, but she's also into fasting like me. She's into training, she's into good nutrition. She has all these traditional values. I mean, my old videos about like, oh, sex is overrated kind of thing, those were things that draw her to me. And we came to this point where both were kind of paranoid. Like me, I'm just remembering hearing her say things. I'm like, how the fuck does she know that that's exactly what I want to hear? Because I've never uttered it out loud ever before, you know. So it seemed like, from my end, it seemed very much like, hey, so I came to this point where I didn't need a validation from girls, and I'm like, I'm just gonna be the best me, find the one girl, she will appear. It's happened, you know. So we're enjoying months where everything is just beautiful. And this, guys, is when I'm going to have to be vague about how things played out, because I think, it seems so, definitely, yeah, we love each other, we're gonna get married. It's like, yes, it's more a question of how fast all this will go. And then some really dark outside stuff came in the way. You know, it's very complicated. Apart from us being in a distance situations. Some things that I won't be able to go into happened that just made this incredibly difficult. And from my end, a lot that I see the solution, but I don't get to be there for her when she's having a really hard time with some things. And so, long story short, with it, I'm in like, instead, I'm going from heaven to hell, having a horrible time with this. I'm like, because I'm so confused. I know how some guys get this like one-itis. You know, I've been sad over an ex too, you know, but it wasn't really about the person, you know. It was more like, I don't know, you know, that's what, we're going to talk about my ex and being with the wrong woman later, you know. But I just felt like, no, I didn't go into this at all as in some kind of, I don't know, it just, this whole experience I've had has made me believe into soulmates and what they call twin flames, which I know sounds super gay, and I would never have believed it if I was just told about it. But when you have the experience, guys, kind of no denying. But I'm thrown into such a dark, so, you know, I regress, you know, like the romantic relationship, guys. I'll tell you this, that there's no bigger mirror for who you are when your deepest wounds can come up, when you're most like a little helpless child again, and there's nowhere where there's bigger room to work on yourself, realize your patterns, your mechanisms you picked up, your insecurities, your weaknesses, and your strengths. But so in this situation, I struggled so much because we're going on from it, like leaving it behind, because I felt like, no, I don't think it's just me and being like attached, hung up on something. But it was a situation that I never wanted to leave, but I just had to, you know, because clearly nothing was working. I couldn't do anything about the situation. And so when the thing about me and her, it's a long story, this could make a book, guys, a movie. But so it's been a back and forth with us throughout years, you know. So in periods in between, like I told you, because it was always my biggest thing, to try to make me like feel worth something, like hook up with girls, you know. Which when I'm feeling good, I don't really care much about. Like I can get a physical urge, but you know, that emotional, like need something to validate me. But when I've been feeling like crap from this relationship, of course I've been very tempted to go back to those old ways. But here is where I want to come to that rather be alone than with the wrong woman, because what I've ended up with when I've been very tempted, and of course, guys, if I wanted to, I know I've heard some people, I'm not claiming that it's just raining women over me because I look a certain way, no, but obviously, look and listen to the guy, he could get laid if he wanted to, you know. But I always concluded that, you know, if I am to end up with my girl that I love in the end, because there's never been, even if it was lots of challenge and difficulty, there's never been any wrongdoing in that sense, you know. Like, if someone cheated on me, for instance, I would just be like, okay, good game, you know, I was wrong, apparently. No, but so, I just figured that if I am to end up with her, okay, or if it doesn't work out with her, but with someone of a similar quality, with a similar connection, you know, it just can't be the right way. It just can't be the right thing for me to just start hooking up with girls now, because, guys, golden rule. I don't want a girl that's been hoeing around like right before meeting me, so I have to set the example by not hoeing around myself before meeting her, you know. That's a problem with everyone these days, men and women. They don't go first. They don't set the good example. It's like, oh, women, they are this, and this. They're sluts. They're loose. They're blah, blah, blah. And you're not doing anything to be a good man. And the same with women. Oh, where are all the good men? It's like, so I'll just be a slut and blah, blah. No. You have to go first, okay? And so today, with me and my girl, you know, it's a similar situation. That I love her, very much want it to work out. But you know how it is, guys, when you're not married, you know, the relationship is a social construct. Like, it becomes a little like, are you together or not? Kind of like, so for me, is that I very much want this to work out, but it's a little bit now, we're in touch and stuff, but it's a little like things have to be on hold, and I have to kind of look at myself as being single. But what that means though for me, guys, is that I'm not gonna go around hooking up with girls and blah 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 blah, but I do what I've been doing though for these years, that you know, I can enjoy flirting a bit with girls in the gym or by the beach, by the lake or whatever, you know. And I've actually, because this is the thing, guys, I don't want you, don't juggle several girls, you know. And it's, you gotta understand that my situation here, it's a little, you know, it's not that, oh, we're dating and everything is fine and I'm also seeing other girls. It's like, it's kind of put on pause, you know. But so what I've been doing through these years, though, is because this is something I want to come to too. It's so many things I want to say, guys. I'm seeing that it becomes a long video, but stay with me. Everything will come out in the end. No, but this with being alone, I want to tell you that you shouldn't be desperate to be with a girl. Rather, being alone is better than being with the wrong person. And I'm thinking with my ex, for instance, and I'm going to tell you about definitely that kind of situation. However, it's very easy to tell yourself that, no, I'm choosing to be alone. And it's just better to be alone, because I've fallen into those hyper-independence habits too. So it's both the kind of thing when, a guy is just lying to himself, oh, I'm happy with being single, because it's a nicer story to tell yourself than, I don't think I can get anyone, But it can also be like, no, it's just best when I'm me, myself. Everyone is just letting me down. It's a trauma response, guys. It's like being strong alone is great. And being alone is better than being with the wrong people. It's not just about girls, but the best thing is to be strong alone and be surrounded by the right people, right? But so, to not just tell myself that, I have such high standards, for a girl, so I don't, it could, because yes, I look a certain way. I'm confident and charismatic right now, but I go through times in life where I feel shittier, I don't feel as confident about myself. And I just kind of wanted to, I've done this, that I would make little moves on girls without, I've barely been on any other dates, But even then, go on the date just to go on the date, nothing more, But it can be a good thing to kind of, keep yourself oiled up, in a sense, but also make sure that you're not telling yourself these nicer sounding stories, But so let's talk about me and my ex. One of the things before I went into that whole panic attack thing, there was many things that came tumbling down on me in my life. And one thing was that I had wanted to get out of this relationship. Like, I felt trapped in it. We were living in a small apartment together. I felt like I didn't get any space, this was the natural thing, because honestly, I was not supposed to be with this girl. Like, don't want to shit talk her. I was also a much less developed person back then. But we just weren't meant to be. But one other thing was that I wanted to sleep with other girls, because, I had this still, there's so many guys, I can tell so many guys you're watching now, you're gonna know what I mean. You just feel like, now I just have to get to be with more women, because then, what you really think, then I'll be worthy. You'll never feel worthy, guys. If you don't feel worthy, independently of the amount of women you've slept with, you won't feel worthy when you've slept with 300 either. You're just gonna feel confident about your ability to do that, but you're not gonna like yourself more because of that. But so I wanted out from the relationship, and then I felt great coming out of it. I slept with some girls, and then I realized that I didn't feel any happier from this. And then I started missing it, because now, guys, as I wasn't thinking of her as my ex, as like, oh, the right woman, I actually have this strong connection. I was thinking more of her as a possession, in a sense. Oh, back then I was more, little too nationalistic side of things. And oh, she's a nice Aryan, blonde, green-eyed woman, oh, and she's pretty and she's this and this. Oh, I'll never get any better than that, kind of. And that's the mindset you don't want to come from. You should never be with someone because you think you don't get. It's better to be alone then, guys. I said this in a video. It was before meeting the current girl, that if I don't meet the kind of woman that I would want, I'll just be a monk then. Like, I would love to be a father and have a family, but not just in a family that wasn't meant for me. I'll do a poor job. I won't be happy there. So I'd rather then, in that spot, I'd rather just be a teacher monk guy. I'll lead you guys to better life instead. So that's what I mean, because the thing is, with my ex, we got together once after having being broken up. It was so obvious. We were not meant to be. I'm just kind of addicted to the sex and feeling like, yeah, I have my pretty possession girl here. Like, I wasn't that, I was nice to her and stuff, but you see, it's still that kind of mindset. We were honest with about ourselves, and it just didn't lead to anything good at all. It's like, yeah, I guess I'm thinking, I've gone on for so long, have I gotten out everything I want to say, But guys, really, I guess the point I want to make to you here is that, many things in this life, guys, like a woman, a relationship, but a job, some kind of huge goal that maybe isn't a job, but something you do in your life, it will take hard work. It's not, you don't deserve an amazing traditional woman just because you exist. and have a penis. You know, you have to be an amazing traditional man then. And then I'll say, I don't know how it's gonna work out with a girl I love, but it's been worth it. All the suffering, I've learned so much about myself, and I've gone for. That's the one thing that I refuse in this life. I'm not gonna be in my deathbed and be like, oh, I could have done that. I could have at least gone for it. I don't know what would have happened. I'm at least gonna find out. And I've learned so much in this process. It's been amazing. It's the most spiritual and most self-developing thing I went through. Like having this going on along with everything else in my life, for sure. But so I don't know. But I just know that if not with this girl, well, not just with anyone, you know. I'd rather be alone than with the wrong person. And really, guys, think about that with your friend groups as well. Because I know there's a lot for guys when we try to, you know, we want to change, start working on ourselves. We feel like people, either we don't fit in, we don't get to be part of the group if we start changing, or the other people are in the way of us changing, and you don't have any other people to be with. Well, it's better for you to be alone then. Shed these old people that you've outgrown and keep growing on your own and find your new people. That goes for whether that's a girl or just your group, your guys, your bros, you know. Let me pause and think. Now, I think this video is already much longer than I thought. I guess I realize how many different things I have that I want to tell. And many things that I've learned these years about women, relationships and all that, I can make separate videos that aren't so related to my personal stories. I guess I felt from some input I got from you guys that I want to tell a certain story and some related points, and I just happen to have a whole lot more. But please, comment, guys. Tell me if there was something you were thinking about, and just share your experiences. You know, it's helpful it's interesting for me and other people watching. It's helpful to us, but also for me to ideas what I should elaborate and do more. So it's a win-win for everyone. Just tell us, guys, and yeah, like and comment anyway, because more people find my videos that way when you boost the algorithm. And I do holistic bodybuilding coaching, body, mind and soul, getting jacked and stacked, mentally, physically, spiritually, becoming the man that is the right man for the woman. That shit, that's the point I want to say. Like, you know, through this journey with the girl I love, I think both of us have realized that, you know, we had a bunch of great properties for each other, but man, we really revealed each other's weaknesses for each other too, and we've been working on them, you know. And that's what I mean with, you can meet the right woman, but maybe you're not the right man quite yet. Even, you see, you have to step up your game, and of course she has to do too. You see what I'm saying? Become that man. And that's what I help you do with the holistic bodybuilding coaching. So you can send me a DM, Instagram, or email me. It's in the description below. I'll tell you about my different options. Become a member of the channel or a Patreon. I'll leave a little super thanks comment to just support me and my content. I appreciate it a lot, guys. Helps a lot. Please subscribe for more content about fitness, fasting, losing weight, building muscle, self-improvement, stoicism, mental health, philosophy, spirituality, mindset. It is a mindset, guys. I'd rather be alone than with a woman like you. Peace.